I was confident, but you never know. I've never really got a decision. I'm used to knocking people out, and I know it's close to his hometown, so I was a little nervous. But I knew that I backed him up for most of the fight, so I figured I would get that. And I know I had 2 takedowns to half a takedown, so I was pretty confident. But I wasn't a sealed deal in my head, you know.
Well, when you hear it, you know that it went your way, and you get that win that you were after, what's that feeling like?
I think now I can finally be myself. I was really nervous. My first fight, UFC, you know, and I had a sinus infection last night, so I couldn't breathe too well. It's hard to breathe here. And it's funny because I talked to Mike a couple minutes ago. He had the same sinus infection at the Hard Rock. It's hard to breathe in there. So I was a little nervous on my cardio because, you know, you can hear I'm nasally right now. But it feels good to get the first fight out of the way. I think I'll be able to shine a little bit more now, you know.
You say that now you feel like you can finally be yourself. What did you feel like you were being?
Hesitant, nervous rookie. You know, I'm 5 world titles, and I'm always fighting in my home turf. You know, confidence, and now I'm a rookie again. I'm at the bottom of the ladder again. So I think now that I'm starting to climb, I feel a little bit more daring and stuff, you know. It was just a little nerve-wracking for the first fight, but it was so much fun.
Do you think for the next one you'll get your mojo back?
Yeah, 100%. And I've never fought out of state. And I'm used to being, I have humidifiers in my room. I couldn't breathe last night, I was nervous. I think I just need to get used to traveling and stuff, and I think the next fight I'm going to really be able to hit as hard as I normally do, you know? So.
Some fans might recognize your name from that big story that came out over the summer.
Yeah.
And I know you had issues with it, we'll get to that in a second, but did you ever fear that that story might have hurt your chances of getting into the UFC?
100%, I was told that by everybody. And for me to open my heart up to these guys who lied to me, telling me I'm doing New York a favor, and then they call me up and they're like, oh, we would never hurt you. These guys ate in my house, came to my fights. I mean, I did everything with these guys. For them to do what they did to me and the other fighters broke my heart. You know, they told me I'd never fight again.
So there was a story on MMAWeekly.com. How did they betray you? It was about weight cutting, right?
No, it wasn't. It was about behind the scenes and legalizing MMA and how hard we work and how much of an athlete we are. It was never about the weight cutting.
But they turned it into that.
They lied to us, and then they watched me cut weight. They weren't supposed to talk about certain things. They took 8 years of stories that weren't even all mine and made it out to be me. So they completely turned everything around, and it was just a real heartbreaking story for me, especially when I thought they were my friends. And I'll never do press it.
So you came out and said that you kind of were betrayed by them.
Yeah, I rebutted them, and they never showed up for the other conferences. They backed out.
And who told you that it might hurt your chances of getting in here?
Just, I don't want to say who, but just a lot of companies are like, who would want you to fight for them if you have brain damage, this and that. It's like, I've never been knocked out. I've never even been knocked down in a fight. And they're going to use me as an example of somebody who has brain damage, and they took stories like we drop our hands and let ourselves get punched in the face. Total lie. And that wasn't even my story, and they made it out to be me. So it was just, and now he'll never get another MMA story again.
What was it like when you got the call that, all right, you're good, you're in?
I couldn't talk for like 3 hours. I paced in my kitchen that's about this big for about 45 minutes. I'm like, I gotta go cut weight. I gotta go cut weight. And I just stood there for 2 hours.
How long ago did you get the call?
2 weeks ago.
Wow. How much did you weigh?
205.
Wow.
And I was like, I'm gonna go cut weight. I got down to 85 in a week and a half though. And then I cut the weight here. And I wasn't supposed to fight for another 3 weeks, so I just started my training camp.
When you get that short notice call, I mean, is there any thought like, well, hey, maybe I'd wait for more?
The UFC calls you, you fight, and I don't care if you have to fight the St. Pierre, I'd fight him. I'd fight him for $1,000, I wouldn't even care. For an opportunity to fight in the UFC, you do not say no. You just gotta hope you kind of win or do something, but I would never say.
How much did you know about Rhodes? He's kind of a big deal.
I knew nothing about him. I don't care what.
Did you read any?
A little bit on him, but I fought better competition than him. I already beat 2 UFC vets. He lost to the only UFC guy he fought, which was a stud. But I mean, I had 5 world title defenses, so I was confident. Like I said, I wanted to fight Pascal Kraus because it's a bigger name, and I was like, if I could take him on short notice, let's do it, you know? But it was, I would have fought it.
How much did it help having Pellegrino there, who's been in many fights? How much confidence did he give you?
Unbelievable amount. To share the same stage that my mentors is just an unbelievable honor. To step in that octagon is a dream come true. You know, and I just got dream number 2, which was getting a win. And now hopefully I can climb up and really start to shine the way I know I can. You know?
What impressed you about Rhodes out there today?
Good counter fighter, but when I hit him, he even told me this before, he started backing up. And I think when you start backing up, you kind of lose, you know? And he hit me hard a couple of times. I was trying to do different things so I know he counters. That's why I kept trying to go underneath him. But he wasn't doing what I thought he was going to do because he said he couldn't throw. So it kind of threw me off a little bit. Every time I looked for the counter, he never countered me back. And I would just kind of go underneath him, and then I'm like, he never threw nothing. So I was kind of stupid, but, you know, he was just a determined young fighter. I just think he lost it when he started backing up.